Communism is still spreading all over the world. It has not been defeated. It is still growing today, as is Nazism. These ideologies have not been stemmed or defeated. We could say we militarily defeated the Wehrmacht of the Nazis, and even that is somewhat disputed, as we'll see. We definitely did not defeat Nazi ideology or communist ideology. They are still very much active and at work in the world today. Nazism and communism were never defeated. If you believe that as a historical framework, you are sadly mistaken and do not know what really went on after World War II. What really went on after World War II is the Nazis that were left and the communists shook hands behind the back of America and said, America's got to go. Before any system of totalitarianism can succeed, America has to be taken down from within. And that's what they've been doing ever since, in cooperation. Citizens often focus on the personal histories of the villains of authoritarianism instead of the factors in their respective societies which made their rise possible. Folks, if anybody wants to really know what leads to these regimes that kill tens of millions of people, you need only look in a mirror. People need only to look in a mirror to analyze what they themselves think and believe and how they have allowed themselves to be indoctrinated and led. Okay? It's not the leaders. You know, the fish doesn't stink from the head, as the popular saying goes. It isn't the leaders, it's the body of the people that's the problem. Because these so-called leaders come from human beings. They come from the people. And they're only doing what people ultimately, in the very long term, truly desire and want them to do. And people can get as offended about that as they want. I tell people all the time, if people didn't want it this way, it wouldn't remain this way. They want it this way. They want it to continue. More people than not who will take action want it to remain the exact way that it is, and most people sit with their hand under their rear end on their couch watching whatever nonsensical entertainment that they're watching and don't get involved. That's the reason these totalitarian ideologies continue to persist in our world. The mindset still remains. While the political regimes of Nazism and Soviet communism were either militarily dismantled or collapsed from their own failures, it is critically important to recognize that the most important component of these oppressive regimes continues largely unchallenged today: their mindset. The underlying ideologies of both these religious cults, which is what they are, two sides of the same coin of Satanism and dark occultism, include collectivism, moral relativism, secularism, materialism, socialism, and authoritarianism. And that those ideologies still dominate the entire political landscape and the psychology of the overwhelming majority of human beings in our world today. This isn't something that happened past tense. This is something that is happening now and is still ongoing. And it rules in the mind of the people of this planet. That's where it has to be defeated. When people say, I want change in the external world. Well, do you want to change your own mind? Do you want to change your own behavior? Then you got people sitting down with their hand under their ass. You know? They say they want change, but what do they really want to do to change within themselves, within their own mindset, within their own behaviors? Not a damn thing. And that's inexcusable and unacceptable. The underlying ideologies, collectivism, still totally prominent. Moral relativism. I did a social experiment not that long ago, back in about 2019, 2020. We found over 2/3 of people that we polled, no matter where we asked them, claim to be moral relativists and think that morality is just a construct that people can get to invent and arbitrarily decide right and wrong for themselves. Over two-thirds, we're moving past two-thirds. It was about 68% in our poll. 68% of human beings do not think there's an objective standard of right and wrong. Imagine this. And we think we're going to be free? We're heading straight to hell, and we deserve to be there with numbers like that. Materialism. How active is that in the world? Omnipresent. It's everywhere. And authoritarianism. How many people just support government, period, and don't understand that it's based on violence and coercion and is a form of covert slavery? The nerve of people supporting modern-day slavery, you know? As if it wasn't difficult enough to stamp out chattel slavery, now we have a even more intrusive form of slavery because it holds sway over the mind and people can't even see it as a destructive religion. It's disgusting. This is especially true in the psychology of young people. All of these ideologies completely dominate the mindset of the youth. Completely dominate their mind because of what they're taught in what we laughingly call educational institutions that are nothing but government indoctrination centers. And young people, sadly today, lack the proper historical and philosophical education to place the evils of these ideologies into an accurate moral framework. And that's largely also because their parents ain't teaching them anything. Their parents are leaving their so-called, laughably called education to the state and government-run schools. This is not